for the tight end spot as well. I mean, so this year is going to be his breakout
Dalton
year.
Schultz is the other tight end there, right?
Yeah, Dalton Schultz. Yep.
Dalton Schultz. Honestly, I think Dalton Schultz is the best tight end on the team, in my opinion.
No.
I mean, Jarwin's good, but Dalton Schultz beat him out for the job several weeks last year. So I liked what I saw from Schultz at times. But yeah, I think you're 100% correct. If this offense is completely healthy and they're playing at a great rate, Zeke comes back to form, Dak bounces back from injury, the wide receiver core plays as it should, and the offensive line can stay healthy, I don't think it's a stretch to say that this is the best offense in football. I don't think that is a stretch to say that. I think that they're absolutely capable of having that title. So, I mean, yeah, but once again, talking about the defense here, I think the defense is just what lags for him.
Yeah, I guess we'll see as Buck's been working feverishly over here. I heard some people say they couldn't hear us, so I know Buck's working feverishly, so we'll keep going. But look, the Dallas Cowboys, if you don't think that they're the best team in the NFC East, like I want to put something on this because they are by far the best team in the NFC East. You willing to put your hair up yet, Wyatt? You willing to put your hair up? Wyatt, I've got them winning this division by a minimum of 3 games.
No, I don't see that.
Are you ready to put your hair on the line?
I wouldn't put my hair on the line, but I would bet something, sure.
Oh, we're definitely gonna make something happen. You might have to get that Mimi bet back up.
Yeah, sure. We'll do that, and let's say I've got a cheesehead sombrero over here to my right. Here's what we'll do: so you're saying the Dallas Cowboys finish 3 games ahead of everybody else in the division?
A minimum, yes.
Minimum. I'm saying no.
If Dak Prescott plays, 16 games.
Yes. If Dak Prescott plays the full, sure, completely healthy, and he plays. Sure. I've got a Aaron Rodgers jersey and a cheesehead sombrero that I will send you that you've got to wear for an episode if they finish anything less than 3 above every other team, and I'll wear the Mimi, makeup or whatever.
Is it an Aaron Rodgers Saints jersey?
No, it's not. It's a Aaron Rodgers Green Bay Packers jersey.
I love it. All right, guys. So, hey, first things first, guys. Thank you for carrying on the conversation. I was trying to get things worked so they can hear me, but they can't hear you guys. So we started a new stream called Cowboys 2, strictly just on the YouTube because I haven't been able to figure out how to link it yet. So I do see the comments coming in here on the YouTube page. We have a couple people watching, so shout out to those people. And welcome to hard. This is when Wyatt doesn't have Wi-Fi and Combs works till 8:00 at night. So this is live on Uncut Sports. So with that being said, guys, we are up against a break because so if you are a 9-9 member, you've been listening to the conversation the whole time. But we do got to go to a quick break here. So shout out to Wayne G for doing this for us, and we'll be right back here, guys, on the Man Hour. All right. welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckheister along with Brandon Combs and the Wyatt Williams. Guys, thank you for bearing with us as we're going through some technical difficulties. We're trying some new things. And I can tell you here on the YouTube page, judging by my stream at the bottom of the screen here, like I got a little bar, I'm using about 80% of my computer width right now. So it's going to be a little choppy on the YouTube page if you're watching this on the actual Cowboys Part 2. I believe, yeah, I named it Cowboys Show Part 2. So it is going to be a little choppy, and I know that. Just bear with us as much as you can, guys. But we are trying to give you more visual aspects of the show, and it just sometimes when you fly by the seat of your pants, stuff like this happens. Speaking of flying by the seat of your pants, guys, here at the Man Hour, we have decided to give you guys a trip to Las Vegas. Me, myself, Combs, and Tori. Me, myself, and
not
Combs,
all
Tori.
of you guys. Not all of you guys.
Me, myself,
Calm
and
down
I.
now.
No, all of us here.
I was like,
at
Buck,
the Man Hour,
are you
guys,
paying for this?
Yeah, I mean, I might have to if Y doesn't get out and hustle. But with that being said, we are giving away a trip to Vegas during 2022 NFL Draft Weekend out there in Las Vegas. So the Man Hour crew, we have all kind of said, hey guys, we want to go to the draft. We want to try to do a live show from the draft. So why not bring a special person from the Man Hour? So I know you guys are asking a question right now is how can I get how do I get a chance to win that deal, right? So first thing you got to do, guys, is simply head over to youtube.com/Man Hour and click on that join button. If you are a $5.99 member or higher, you will automatically get entered into the drawing Super Bowl Sunday, right, Combs, is when we decided to do that?
Yeah, Super Bowl Sunday. So we haven't worked out all the details yet, but Super Bowl Sunday, we plan on doing maybe a live stream or something like that for you guys to join us at halftime or something, and then we'll announce the winner then. Yeah,
it's just something crazy. But you guys will also get additional entries into every. So what we're going to do is when you are a $5.99 member or higher on YouTube, you automatically get entered into the drawing. You can get more entries by simply being active on the YouTube page. So as you guys know, we have a few games here on the YouTube page. Like we have the gambling thing, like we have the slot machine, and we have some bets and heist and like all that stuff. You guys, whoever is a top 5 weekly point getter all week, you'll get additional entries into that. So if you are the highest point getter that particular week, you get 5 more entries. Number 2 gets 4, 3 gets 2, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You also get points for every time you share and like the live stream as well. So I get an alert every time it is liked or shared on YouTube and Facebook both. So every time I see your name pop up saying, hey, such and such shared this live stream, you get 5 extra entries into that as well. So basically, guys, in theory, if you can share this as many times as you want, I get every notification every time it is shared. That is 5 entries for every time you share it. So I mean, it is just like how we did it before. So the highest point getter in the comments during the week, you get 5 extra bonus points every time it is liked, shared. You get 5 more points, but you have to be a $5.99 member or higher here on the YouTube page. So Combs and Wyatt, like, did I make that kind of clear, or like did I not explain it well? Like, are we good to go?
Sounds good to me.
I'll be completely honest with you. I stopped listening. I was watching Cubs rain delay stuff in the background.
Also, on the flip side of that, guys, I have bought a lot of stuff of Man Hour gear. We got some thermal cups coming, some keychains, some T-shirts, some hoodies, and whatnot. So we will also be giving away a weekly prize starting here in September for the top point getter as well. So you get a chance to pick from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you want a keychain, you say, hey Buck, I want a keychain, then bada bing, bada boom, you get a keychain. So
you guys need to start commenting, sharing, doing all you can, gaining all the points you can, because there's going to be a lot of swag coming your way, and possibly a trip to Vegas during the NFL draft. So,
but the only thing you got to do is become a $5.99 member over there on youtube.com/Man Hour. So simply hit that join button, bada bing, bada boom. You are in there to win it.
And listen, I listen to ESPN radio, I listen to Fox radio, I listen to all sorts of sports radio. I don't hear anybody else giving away a draft package and a trip to Vegas.
Hell no.
For the draft. So
hell no.
For free.
Yeah, this is anybody who gets this after from here on out. Anybody who does this, they're stealing from us. We need to copyright this. This is ours.
Exactly.
We are taking you guys to Vegas.
Exactly.
One of you guys.
So let's go ahead and get back into the sports talk, guys. Here, speaking of ESPN, every year they put out what is a FPI chances. I don't know what FPI chances is, but basically it is your percentage to win your division, the Super Bowl, a playoff game, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So when ESPN has put out their FPI chances to win the Super Bowl, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs, my Kansas City Chiefs, come in at number 1 with a 19% chance to win the Super Bowl, and then the Bucks come in at number 2 at 15%. So I'm going to kick it to Mr. V. Wyatt Williams first at @manhour_TWW. Wyatt, did ESPN FPI get this right? Do the Chiefs have the best chance to win the Super Bowl this year?
I mean, I wouldn't say that I would have given it to the Chiefs. I think I would have given it to Tampa Bay because they won Super Bowl and returned everyone. So that's the first time this has ever been done in Super Bowl era history. So in that sense, you know, I kind of think that they could have gone with Tampa Bay. But at the same time, on the other hand, I mean, it's Kansas City. They've been in the Super Bowl the last 2 years. They've played in the AFC Championship the last 3 years. They've got, you know, arguably the best quarterback right now. Not arguably, I'll just say it, the best quarterback in football right now in Patrick Mahomes. They've got an incredibly explosive offense and defense. So, I mean, are they wrong for choosing the Chiefs? No, I think that's a very safe option to go with. And, you know, they didn't go with Tom Brady and Super Bowl champs. So that was them going off the grid. But I would have put the Buccaneers at this moment because, like I said, if you return everyone and you just won the Super Bowl, why would you not be able to do it again? Barring injuries, but those FPI things don't calculate in, you know, extensive injuries. I mean, I'm sure they calculate in a little bit, but, you know, barring anything crazy, I don't think that Tampa Bay is not the Super Bowl favorite right now.
Combs, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think these are the two teams that are most likely to be back in the Super Bowl. I really do. I mean, you know, we talked earlier about the Cowboys, and I'm not sure how much of the conversation you heard, Buck, while you were trying to get everything going. But I mean, the NFC is not very stout. There's not very many teams that are dominant, as opposed to the AFC. No, the AFC is more. There's more teams in the AFC that are, you know, could stop the Kansas City Chiefs from going to the Super Bowl. However, I think the Tampa Bay Bucks are probably the most likely to get back. So I don't agree with the percentage of the FPI. I usually don't agree with ESPN anyway, right. You know, but it's one of those things where, you know, anything can happen. Injuries can happen, guys underperforming can happen. And I feel like this is going to be a great season, especially in the AFC. But in the NFC, I think Tampa Bay is probably more likely than the Kansas City Chiefs are to get back to the Super Bowl. So
one thing that I want to address, Combs, that you said that the NFC isn't very stout. I think the NFC is very top heavy. Because if you look at the top 4 teams, like you had the Bucks, I would probably throw the Cardinals in there, the Cowboys, and the Detroit Lions. You know, they are a very top heavy division. However, the NFC is at least 10 teams deep. But that's the biggest problem that the AFC has in general is that they're going to beat up on each other. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs, they might be the toughest division in football. You are looking at the Chargers. You know, they are going to be. Heck, honestly, after watching the training camp and stuff, you know, kind of grow the last month or two, the Chargers are my favorite in the AFC West over the Kansas City Chiefs. Go ahead.
Did you just talk about Super Bowl contenders?
Threw the Detroit Lions
in there?
I did not say
they're
they're
Detroit Lions and Super Bowl contenders.
I did not say they're Super Bowl contenders. I said they are a top 4 team in the NFC, and
you are out of your freak. They're not even a top 4 team in their division, and there's only 4 teams in their division. Stop it.
They're better
not
than
a
the
top
Packers,
4 team in the
better than
NFC.
the Falcons, better than the Bears.
They're not for.
Did you say they're better than the Falcons, Packers, and Bears?
I meant the Vikings, not the Falcons. That was my.
Oh, but I was very sad. I was like, it's not that hard to be better than the Falcons right now. But
actually, the Falcons are going to be pretty good this CEC season too. They may not be a playoff contending team, but they're going to be pretty good. I mean, let's just be flat out honest.
6 wins.
The Falcons, you know, how many heartbreaking losses did they give away in the fourth quarter last year? I can count at least 5.
How many heartbreaking losses have they given away in Atlanta pro sports history? Too many to count.
We are talking football, but like if you look at last year, if the Falcons win those, Combs, you and I sat here on the show and said the Falcons are the best 3-quarter team in the NFL. It's just they cannot complete the fourth quarter. If they were able to complete the fourth quarter last year, they were probably a conference championship team. Maybe? No.
What?
No.
What?
They might have been a 9-win team. I mean,
what?
They stopped. I think it was like the first 4 or 5 games they blew in the fourth quarter. But you give them 4 or 5 wins back, they've got what, 6? I mean,
no. I mean, like if you give them 4 or 5 wins that they gave away, that's a 9-win team, and they're in the playoffs.
That's not a 9-win. How many games did they win last year?
4, right? 3, 4. I can't remember.
Yeah. So so they're an 8-win team, maybe a 9-win team. But last year in the NFC, 9 wins, 8 wins didn't get you into the playoffs.
In the NFC, it did because if you look at
Bears got in at 8-8.
Yeah. So think about this. Let's say the Falcons go 9.
But the Falcons beat the Bears, so they wouldn't have gotten in.
Let's say the Falcons go 9-7 last year, and they win all those games that they gave away in the fourth quarter. You know who is not in the playoffs, Combs? Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What?
If the Falcons go 9-7 last year, if they win all the games that they gave away in the fourth quarter, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do not make the playoffs.
How? They won the division.
They don't, because the Bucs came back twice on them in the fourth quarter.
What?
What are you confused about?
I don't like the analogy. I think the analogy is stupid. If you think that the Falcons go to the playoffs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't, you're crazy.
I'm just saying that ESPN got it right. Kansas City
you're just like Joey, man. You think Tebow's the MVP too?
Don't you put those words in my mouth, Ricky Bobby. Don't you ever do that again.
Wait. So you're okay with saying the Detroit Lions are a top 4 team in the NFC, but you're not okay with saying the Tebow's an MVP?
I would say Tim Tebow winning MVP this year is more likely than the Detroit Lions being a Super Bowl contender. That's a fact.
I've never said they were a Super Bowl contender. I said
you said they're a top 4 team. A top 4 team in the NFC is a Super Bowl contender.
Yes. No, it is not. Because if you look at the NFC, there are only 2 teams that are really, truly Super Bowl contenders: the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. The rest are make-believe.
And the New Orleans Saints with Jameis Winston.
I can't do this. I cannot do this.
This is the same Jameis Winston that can't run through bags, Combs. Did you?
He doesn't have to run. He doesn't have to run through anything. He throws the football for a living.
Win. Both of you have Dallas. What?
Yes, Dallas is winning their division.
No.
Why? Let me ask you this.
Did you hear last night when these yahoos? One said that the Giants are better than Dallas in the division, and the other one had Washington. But it's just nonsense.
Yeah. So let me address that, because I had some stats, because obviously I prepped for the show, and I had some stats for the first segment when I was vigorously trying to work out the system here. But the Dallas Cowboys have a 45% chance of winning the NFC the NFC East this season. Wyatt, you said the Giants were going to win the division, right?
No, Torrey said that.
Torrey said that.
Well, no, Torrey said that Washington was going to win the division, but he said that the Giants were better than Dallas, too.
Right. Okay, so
he said Dallas was the third team.
The Washington football team has a 20% chance of winning the division. The Giants have a 15% chance, and the Eagles have like a 5% chance. So you are telling me that the Dallas Cowboys are going to like just all of a sudden drop off the face of the earth just because, like, come on. Let me ask you this, Wyatt.
Where are you seeing these championship odds at?
The ESPN FPI, the same thing we've been talking about all second segment here. So I'm going to give you a chance, Wyatt. Tell me why the Dallas Cowboys will not win the division. Give me that.
Well, the Washington football team has a better defense.
Okay. They have Chase
Much
Young,
better
guy.
defense.
Congratulations. Okay, one guy. Yay. Okay.
And on top of everything, well, first off, we'll start with this. Dallas's defense is their weakest link,
okay.
Without a doubt. Like I said earlier, they're immeasurably horrible. It's bad. It's really bad. It was so bad that Dak Prescott had 5,000. Dak Prescott got hurt in week 5 last year, and still led the league in passing yards for the next 5 weeks because the defense had him playing from behind so badly that all he had was that he had 5,000. He was on pace to make 5,000 yards that season, wasn't it?
Okay, so it is time to poke a hole in argument number one. Did the Cowboys address their defense in the draft there, Mr. Wyatt Williams? Did they not draft Micah Parsons in the
They
draft?
addressed one position of 11.
And
yes.
Aren't people putting Micah Parsons up on this pedestal saying he's going to be the rookie of the year? He was a steal of the draft?
Oh, I agree with him. I think Micah Parsons is great.
So you are telling me
that
that one position cannot change the whole culture of a defense? You are absolutely far-fetched with that.
It can't. Their secondary is a top 5 worst in the league. Other than Diggs, they don't have really anyone. It's horrible. It is so bad. You all cannot genuinely believe that their secondary is good. It's horrible. Their pass rush is trash. They were not getting to the quarterback whatsoever last year. The only strong suit of the defense is the linebacker core. Other than that, there's nothing there.
So when we talk about teams, Mr. Wyatt Williams, who is the first position that you normally talk about when you talk on a team? The quarterback position, right?
Yes.
What is the quarterback position on the defensive side of the ball?
The middle linebacker.
And who is the best middle linebacker in all of football right now as a rookie?
No, he's not the best in all of football. That's Bobby Wagner, but
that's false. Okay.
What? Micah Parsons is the best middle linebacker in all of football right now.
Yeah, hands down. So when you have the best, when you have the best quarterback, granted, you are going to elevate your team. Look what Tom Brady did to the Bucs, right? So Combs, did I or did I not just poke an argument in every into Wyatt's?
No, you did not. You said Micah Parsons is the best middle linebacker in the league, and that there is no argument hole poked in anything with that statement.
I've sat here listening for the last 5 minutes, and you had me until you said Micah Parsons was the best middle linebacker.
That right there did it. That did it. I could name you 10 better right now.
What I meant to say, Combs, is that Micah Parsons is the best rookie linebacker. That's what I meant to.
Well, that's because there was no linebackers really in this draft compared to some of the other ones we've had.
Was he still the best?
Well, yes, but
okay. So argument number 2, Wyatt. Argument number 2: why won't the Cowboys win this division? Do you have anything else, or is it just the defense?
Washington is just an all-around better team. The only position hole they have to fill, I think, is quarterback. Okay. And I still think that Ryan Fitzpatrick is good enough to hold down the fort to get him to the playoffs.
They're not better at wide receiver. They're not better on the offensive line. They're not better defensively.
Their entire defense is much better than the Cowboys. Washington has a top 5 defense in the league.
Because of the defensive line, that's it.
The defensive line is better than Dallas. I'll give you that.
At the tight end position, they're better. At the wide receiver position, I think they're an all-around better core.
Wait, what?
What?
Pause.
Yes.
Hang on. Let me clip this out. Let me end this. Let me click this. Mr. Wyatt Williams just said that. Damn it. Record. Mr. Wyatt Williams just said that the Washington football wide receiver core is better than the Dallas Cowboys receiver core. Combs, did you hear that?
Are you out of your damn mind?
Cowboys receiver core is too inconsistent, baby. Come on.
I will take the Dallas Cowboys backups over the Washington football team starters.
No, scary Terry McLaurin is great. They just added Curtis Samuel. That is a good wide receiver core that's always consistent
who
in there
the hell
every
is Curtis
Sunday.
Samuels?
Curtis Samuel was
good.
Yes, he is.
So,
but look, he's still not. He's not CeeDee Lamb. I mean, you're taking McLaurin, Samuel, and Humphreys. You're telling me is a better wide receiver core than Cooper, Lamb, and Gallup?
It's a more consistent one.
You're out of your mind.
How is it not more consistent? Look at the numbers. I'm telling you. Terry McLaurin is a more consistent receiver than Amari Cooper. CeeDee Lamb is not consistent either. Amari Cooper hasn't been consistent since he had that one blow-up year with the Raiders.
CeeDee Lamb
and it was not consistent. It was not a consistent season.
And he had 5 weeks with a starting quarterback, and then he had 9 weeks with 2 guys who couldn't freaking lead.
And he was better. Think about it this way.
To a damn shed.
He was better with Andy Dalton than he was with Dak Prescott. He was better with Andy Dalton than he was with Dak Prescott.
How many games did Andy Dalton play last year?
8?
Yeah, right. No, it was like 5, wasn't it? But
he played half and half pretty much.
No, Dak Prescott played 5 games.
That's 3 short of half.
Well, and then you have to realize
and he had Ben DiNucci in there. He had Ben DiNucci in there for a couple of games. There were several quarterbacks that came in there.
Oh, Ben DiNucci. Oh, you got me. You're right. Oh, he had Ben DiNucci.
He did. Ben DiNucci picks up those 3 games.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, with Ben DiNucci, I mean, they should have been Super Bowl bound. I don't know what I was
First things first, I like Ben DiNucci. I think he has
nobody likes Ben DiNucci except for James Madison.
My God.
Where he came from. No, I'm telling you, though.
CeeDee Lamb still had 74 catches for 935 yards last year with 2 guys who couldn't throw a freaking football to save their damn lives. Andy Dalton is not a good quarterback. I don't care what Buck says. Ben DiNucci is not a good quarterback.
I need the mute button. Andy Dalton's top 15 quarterback, Holmes. You know it. I know it. Wyatt knows it.
Oh, my God.
Everybody knows it. If Andy Dalton gets a proper shot in Chicago, which he will because Justin Fields is going to sit all year, if you want to have a successful season with Justin Fields in the years to come, Andy Dalton will be a top 15 quarterback, Holmes. Matter of fact, Andy Dalton has a better shot of winning the MVP than 75% of the league. 85% of the league. No, Tim Tebow's not winning. So when we start talking about MVP race about week 5, week 6, we're going to hear 5 names.
Andy Dalton's not even going to play 1 game.
We're going to hear Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. We're going to hear Andy Dalton, and then we're going to hear Jacob Easton and Dak Prescott.
5 quarterbacks. There's going to be no wide receivers or running backs in the running.
You just said Jacob Eason.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yes, I saw his little clip of the whole
Jacob Eason will be in the MVP race come week 5. Is that what you're saying?
What'd you say?
Week 5, Jacob Eason.
Hold on. Wait, Buck, do what you did before. Stop, start clip, do all this stuff because we need to clip this. Jacob Eason and Andy Dalton are going to be MVP candidates after week 5?
Yeah, in week 5, 2 of those guys won't even be starting.
Okay.
Andy Dalton will not be starting, and Jacob Eason will not be starting week 5 unless if
Andy Dalton's not playing 1 game for the Chicago Bears this year.
He'll play 1. He's already projected to start week 1. They changed it again.
He will not start week 1. I promise you.
Okay, Wyatt. Stop. Both of you. Combs, you did it first with Justin Fields. Oh, he's projected to get 20 points week number 1, like in the middle of July. And then Wyatt's like, oh, Andy Dalton's expected to get like 15 points week 1.
Preseason's starting now, so they're going to project him.
But yeah, these numbers are all off of...
In my league, this week, his projections went up from 17 points to 22 points. So that's projecting him even more to be the starter.
Andy Dalton?
Andy Dalton's a top 15 quarterback, guys. Just face it. Actually, right now, I'd put him above Carson Wentz. I mean, yes, Carson Wentz is injured for 5 to 12 weeks or whatever it is. That's a wide range, but Andy Dalton is better than Carson Wentz right now. So that puts Andy Dalton at number 14 and Carson Wentz at 15.
I can't even Like, I don't have a response to that because there is no response to that.
Like, what am I supposed to say to this? Three of your MVP candidates for Week 5 will not even be starters come Week 5. Like,
well, you are normally wrong, except for when you go when.
And you had 5 quarterbacks. There's going to be no running backs or wide receivers in the MVP race at that time. That's whenever the wide receivers and running backs own it.
Who do you think is going to be a wide receiver in MVP race?
Amari Cooper.
There could be a couple. Not Amari Cooper. I mean, a Devontae Adams, a DeAndre Hopkins could be up there. Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, not CeeDee Lamb. Okay. At running back, Zeke. It could be Derrick Henry. We could see. We could see. Okay, we could see Zeke if Zeke jumps back to his form. We could see. Christian McCaffrey's been in the running before.
He's been in the running.
Alvin Kamara.
Yeah. No.
There's several running backs and wide receivers.
Micah Parsons.
Yeah, don't forget about Micah Parsons. The defense. No.
Amari Cooper will win an MVP before Andy Dalton or Jacob Eason do.
What did you say?
Amari Cooper will win an MVP before either of them do, and Amari Cooper won't ever win an MVP.
So
Amari Cooper has a better chance of what I'm saying.
I'm going to address some of the comments here. Combs, I think we have like 26 comments over here on the behind the scenes thing there. But I'm going to go over to the YouTube page here. Drew is in there along with Nana. Says, "What's up, guys? What's up? What's up to Nana and Drew as always, guys? Thank you. You guys are for supporting us here and going through these difficulties here." And Drew says, "Bucks in the closet again." Actually, I'm not in a closet. Why? You've seen this. This is not a closet. It's my garage like last time.
It is not a closet.
It's just better. I just need to paint it, and once I get my memorabilia all stepped up and whatnot. So go ahead, Combs.
Joey says, Tim Tebow awards that Tebow gonna get this year. Super Bowl champ, Nickelodeon MVP, most improved player, 2 Grammys and 10 ESPYs.
I love it. Go big or go home, he says, right? Go big or go home.
You forgot the 12 Oscars, too.
Speaking of overrated, the Oscars are definitely overrated, 100%.
He also says that ESPN is not a reliable source and that they are going bankrupt in the next 4 years.
I agree with that. I think ESPN will go under. 4 years might be a stretch, but definitely.
They're owned by Disney. How are they going to go bankrupt?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go bankrupt. Owned by Disney.
They are still a separate entity, but if you look at it, how many people have ESPN fired since the whole COVID thing? It's been like 10,000, people. Yeah, I mean, ESPN is a sinking ship right now. They are a duck on the pond. It all looks great on the surface, but underneath the water, their feet are moving 1,000,000 miles a minute, and they don't know what to do next. Because basically, guys, YouTube is taking over the world. Like, look at the Pat show. More people are probably tuning into the Pat McAfee show than ESPN. Let's just be honest.
Actually, he got in trouble with several guests that he was having on from ESPN because ESPN got mad because he was getting more ratings than ESPN was.
Well, that's what happened.
ESPN got mad at some of their own hosts and stuff for going on the Pat McAfee show because of that.
All right, guys. So we are going to take our next break here. If you are watching us here on the behind-the-scenes footage, you get to hear us talking and banter during the break. But in the meantime, guys, stay tuned, sit back, relax. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckeyes along with Brandon Combs and the Wyatt Williams tonight. We have had an action-packed so far. We've talked a lot of football, a lot of top 15 players, aka Andy Dalton. But we are going to move into the next segment here, and this is the game we like to call Guess Who. So we flash back to fifth grade here, and I got 3 players on my mind, and we'll go through each one. And Combs and Wyatt, they'll simply ask yes or no questions to basically guess who I am thinking. It's pretty cut and dry. So we are actually entering in season number 2. Hands down, actually, Combs, you were undefeated during Guess Who, even though you played like 5 or 6 times. But man, Tori was dominating Wyatt every chance he could get, and it was kind of embarrassing. So
beating Wyatt's pretty easy though.
Right. It's I still hold the record of beating Wyatt in one show 7 times in like one question.
It was 15 times in a whole show.
Yeah, but it was 7 times literally Combs in one question. He was saying a story about something. He's like, "Oh, it was really funny." It was.
And you just kept muting him.
Yeah, we kind of felt bad for him actually because it was so easy. But Combs, since you were on vacation and you had a quite eventful vacation from the sounds of it, we will give you the option to go first or second in the first season or season number 2 of Guess Who.
Alrighty, I'll go second.
You go second. All right, Wyatt, you go first, big guy.
Do they play in the NFC?
No, they do not.
Are they a football player?
No.
Do they play in the Western Conference?
No.
Are they a baseball player?
No.
All right. Were they a playoff team?
That's a great question. Come back to me later. No, I don't. I don't believe so.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with no.
So
I don't
were they in the? So you said they were in the Eastern Conference already, right?
Yes.
Is that what you said? Were they in the? Oh God, I don't even know divisions. Were they in the Central Division?
Yes.
Are they a guard?
Are they a guard? Yes.
Ooh. Was it Zach Levine?
No.
It's Lonzo Ball.
It is Lonzo Ball. Mr. Brandon Combs, your guys picked up a...
Oh, because he's a new... Oh, man, he played in the West... Oh, I wasn't even thinking about... All right, I'll give you that one.
Well, Combs, the reason why I bring up Ball here is because during the trade deadline in the 2020-2021 NBA season, you were really thinking, hey, the Bulls should make a play and get Ball. Why do you think they pulled the trigger now to bring him on, but not during the regular season? And any thoughts on that?
I think they didn't want to give up the pieces that they were asking for Lonzo Ball, so they just waited until Lonzo Ball was a free agent, and then gave him a max deal.
Yeah, and they gave him a big deal, like you said, like a max deal. Yeah. Wyatt, do you think Lonzo Ball puts the Bulls in the playoff competition and maybe compete with the Bucks and the Pacers and like all those guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think it puts them in the playoff contention, especially with the addition of DeMar DeRozan that they just had. That was huge. A nice veteran piece added. So the starting 5 now is going to look like it'll be Lonzo at the 1, I guess. Zach Levine at the 2. So that'll mean Kobe White's going to be coming off the bench. That's going to be a really good 6th man. But the big one here is Lauri Markkanen wants out of town.
He'll be gone.
Yeah, so he wants out. That's a big loss for the Bulls. So that's honestly where, depending on what they move and who they get for Lauri Markkanen, which he's still a young player, so they could get potentially another young player in return or some picks. But yeah, I think they're definitely in playoff contention right now.
Well, with Markkanen wanting out, I think that was the idea behind bringing DeRozan in. I know Markin is listed as a power forward, but he really he was really a 3 on this team, and I think they brought in DeMar DeRozan to soften that blow on the however they have to do it to trade Lauri Markkinen.
All right, guys. So moving on.
Are we doing? Wait. Are we doing best out of 3 or best out of 5 in this one?
We are just
so I know ahead of time.
I just got 3 guys, so it's best out of 3.
All right.
Just best out of 3.
So
Wyatt, you are officially 1-0 right now, so we'll give it to you first. You want to go first or second this time around?
I will go first on this one. Or actually, no, I'll tell you what. I'll go second on this one.
All right, Combs, yes or no answer? Or
imagine
yes
that you
question.
waffled on it.
Yeah.
Are they a baseball player?
They are.
Oh, so you're gonna send this to 3? Okay. All right. Appreciate that, Buck. Actually, no. I'm glad you did this now instead of the 1-1 tie having to be a baseball player, because then it would have been a guaranteed over. Do they play in the NL?
Do they play in the NL? No, they do not.
Do they play in the AL Central?
No. No Royals players today.
Do they play in the AL East?
They do.
Do they play for the Toronto Blue Jays?
No.
Do they play for the Boston Red Sox?
No.
Is it Anthony Rizzo?
Dude.
It is Anthony Rizzo.
Oh,
ding,
stop
ding,
it.
ding, ding, ding. The reason
That was literally
why
where I was going with that. I knew it too. I knew it.
the reason why I bring up Anthony Rizzo is because Combs, obviously the Cubs cleaned house. They cut at their whole starting roster like it seemed like almost.
I literally did not ask if he played for the Yankees because I knew if I asked that and you said yes, he was going to say Anthony Rizzo. So I was like, okay, let's try and throw him off here. I'm gonna go. Does he play for the Red Sox?
I started thinking.
Me
Anthony
too.
Rizzo. I'm like, what players in the AL East had a story recently? And I remember,
Right.
I know where you're going with this one.
Right.
So, Combs,
Gosh,
let me
dang
ask you
it.
this question. Like, judging by your background there, you are a Cubs guy. Why? I believe you're wearing your Cubs hat too. Do you see Anthony Rizzo coming back to Chicago next year?
I do. I know the relationship between Jed Hoyer and Anthony Rizzo is kind of sour. They went back and forth in the media a little bit. Hoyer said something about he really wishes, he's surprised that he couldn't get something done with the big 3 that they traded, being Rizzo, Bryant, and Baez. And Rizzo came out and said, well, there's only one common denominator in all 3 of those negotiations, and that would be Jed. And so I do think that Rizzo comes back, though. I mean, this guy has been the leader of the Chicago Cubs team since he came back to Chicago in 2014, and he's just really been the face of this franchise. And I really think that he'll come back, and I believe maybe one other of their big 3 will come back, which I think probably would be Bryant over Baez.
Me too. I don't think it'll be Baez.
So, Combs, Wyatt, you think Rizzo's coming back to the Cubs?
Yeah, no, I could absolutely see it. Simply because, the saying, a big saying in life is it's not about how you started, it's about how you left, how you acted as you left. And if you look at the body language of and how everything went with Anthony Rizzo, I mean, he was out in the outfield taking pictures with the ivy before he left with his family. So you can really tell that Chicago is near and dear to his heart, and he wants to be there and he loves it there. So for that, I definitely don't think that's out of the picture at all for Rizzo to return. And I think it'll happen. I think, and I agree with Combs. I think one more returns. I don't think it's Baez, because Baez seems really happy with the Mets, and he's always wanted to play. He's always wanted to play with Lindor. But Bryant, and Bryant seems happy as well. But the same thing as with Rizzo, Bryant literally cried whenever he got the call that he had been traded. If you guys have seen that clip, he's standing in the dugout, he starts crying, and he hugs one of the Cubs assistants. So and it was a tough video for me to watch. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I teared up a little bit watching it. So yeah, I think Bryant returns, and I think the Rizzo returns.
All right, so you guys heard it here first. You guys both think that Anthony Rizzo will be a Chicago Cub next season. So with that being said, we are tied at 1 apiece here, 1-1. Combs, you get the choice to go first or second this time around.
I'm gonna go second again.
All right, kick it to you, Mr. Wyatt Williams.
Is it Carson Wentz?
No, it's not.
Man, if I'd have won it,
straight players.
If I'd have won it on that,
Is it a football player?
It is a football player.
Do they play in the AFC?
Currently.
Oh God.
Is it Deshaun Watson?
Stop.
It is not Deshaun.
Okay, I was about to say. Because that's where I thought when he said that, my brain immediately went to Deshaun Watson.
I was trying to set it up, but it didn't.
Oh, okay. So they do play in the AFC currently.
Yep.
Do they play in the AFC East?
They do.
You love the East.
God.
AFC and NFC.
Is it Josh Allen?
It is Josh Allen. Mr.
Oh
Josh
my
Allen.
God.
Mr. $256 million man himself.
That's so stupid.
How's that stupid?
Undefeated.
You are undefeated.
Undefeated.
So, guys, Josh Allen signed a massive deal.
Gotta be kidding me right now.
Friday. 6 years, $256 million. I can't remember how much of it is guaranteed, but either way, it's $256 million that he could possibly earn. With that being said, guys, what does this do to players like Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson that are due up for their contracts next year, and we just keep the quarterbacks getting paid higher and higher and higher? Wyatt, do you see Lamar Jackson? Let's talk about Lamar Jackson. Do you see Lamar Jackson making more than $236 million?
No, not quite that much. I mean, unless if something, unless he does something crazy this year, like he did a couple of years ago on the 13-3 year, the MVP. I think he'll make somewhere around the 200 mark. What?
Did he win a playoff game that particular year? I'm just asking for a friend.
God. Anyways, I see him making somewhere north of probably 170, 180, somewhere above that. I don't think he might hit the 200 mark, but I don't think he'll make as much as Josh Allen is now.
So basically what you're saying is Lamar Jackson's going to be a waitress somewhere making about $3.15 an hour. Got it. Combs, do you think Lamar Jackson is worth that Josh Allen money?
No, I mean, look, man. One of the things that I find crazy is that Josh Allen's about to make in 6 years what Tom Brady has made his entire career.
Right.
I think it's insane to think of it that way, but
it's different though. Tom Brady elected to be paid like that. Tom Brady chose the Patriot way and took the pay cuts over and over again.
No,
Tom Brady could have left New England and made.
Way. Tom Brady chose the Tom Brady way.
Yeah, well, yes.
And